While not many people like Formula One, it's a great example of when poor customer service resulted in a company literally getting thrown out of a country. I won't go into too much detail, but here's a quick summary. In 2005, during afternoon practice, Ralf Schumacher crashed heavily in turn 13 of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as a result of a left rear tyre failure. The following day, Michelin, one of two tyre manufacturers for 2005, reported that the tyres it had provided for its 7 teams were unsafe for extended high-speed use in this turn. In a letter to FIA President Max Mosley and race director Charlie Whiting, Michelin representatives revealed that they did not know the cause of Schumacher's tyre failure, and unless the cars could be slowed down in turn 13, Michelin tyres would be unsafe and unsuitable for use during the race. Whiting replied, expressing his surprise that Michelin had not brought along a second set of tyres, and offered to monitor the turn by penalising any excess speed on the Michelin cars. He also addressed several solutions which had been proposed by the teams, insisting that the use of tyres flown in overnight would result in penalties, and a placement of the chicane in the turn was out of the question. The race would not be sanctioned by the FIA if the track layout was changed. He further deemed the Michelin team's proposal to be grossly unfair to the Bridgestone teams. In a second letter, Michelin announced that they would not permit their teams from racing on Michelin tyres. More than 200,000 people waited trackside, and the millions around the world watching on TV waited in speculation for what might happen. Race day came, and all teams lined up on the grid for a warm-up lap. Unaware to the fans, at the end of the lap, 7 teams that ran Michelin tyres poured into the pit and did not race. The crowd booed and jeered, throwing things onto the track, holding up protest signs, and eventually leaving the track. To my knowledge, as the race had theoretically started, no one was entitled to a refund. Tyre changes were reinstated in 2006 following the dramatic and highly political 2005 race, resulting in Michelin pulling out from F1 at the end of their contract in 2007. It took 7 years for F1 to return to the USA, but racing at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas instead. The reputation of F1 as a whole, as well as in the USA, was questioned. This led to shareholders selling and buying into the Formula One group to revive it from this controversial moment. Reportedly, many venue staff quit after this happened, leaving both F1 and the track losing money after repairs had to be made. Some staff were even attacked, making staff morale for all involved down and reaching their breaking points. In conclusion, even if it's one small mistake or one massive one, people will always share bad things more than they will good things. In this case, even almost 16 years later, F1 fans still remember and retell this story.